Welcome into a Friday edition of the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com. I'm Tom Leach, along with Keeneland's Director of Simulcasting, Jim Goodman. We're going to take a look at a couple of big races on the Friday cards at Churchill and Aqueduct. And, Jim, let's start with the Grade 1 Clark Handicap at 1 1/8. Kind of an interesting race. You've got, obviously, the older horses that you're going to get, but you got a couple of horses that were on the Derby trail at one point and then were knocked off with injuries. Opportunity for Baffert and Constitution for Pletcher. So that makes an interesting angle to this. How did you see the Clark?
It seems like that the 3-year-olds have been dominant this year anyway. The older horses are not that good. I did like one of the 3-year-olds. But my top pick is Departing. I think Departing has a shot to turn the tables on Pick of the Litter. In the Fayette at Keeneland on October 25th, Pick of the Litter got a little bit better trip and beat Departing by a neck. But I'm going to say Departing has got a little bit better back class. Almost won the Stephen Foster here at Churchill last year. Got beat by Moonshine Mullen and Will Take Charge. So I think Departing is going to be my top choice. I do like Constitution, the 7-horse, coming off the Derby trail. The horse was probably Derby favorite after winning the Florida Derby, 3 for 3, and then got hurt, didn't come back until October 12th at Belmont, and needed that race. Lost to Easter Gift that day. But I think Constitution, with that race in his pocket, becomes a real threat here. So he's my second choice. Pick of the Litter would be my third choice. It was a gutsy win in the Fayette, 4 for 7 at the distance, retains Lannery. And then Easter Gift is my long shot here. I think that race at Belmont was sneaky good, and he might be getting really good at the right time. But Departing, the 4-horse, is my key horse on top, and I'd play 4 with 7, or with 5, 7, 9 with all in the trifecta.
I was decided I was going to go with one of the 3-year-olds. Opportunity was intriguing only for the aspect of Baffert shipping this horse all the way across country off just one start off a long layoff. But I just kept coming back to the fact that I was not all that high on this horse back in the spring. Constitution, on the other hand, was one that I did like a lot. He won the Florida Derby and beat Toneless pretty handily. This horse looked like he had a really bright future and then was injured preparing for the Kentucky Derby. So he comes back as one start and had trouble in that and then faded off the hot pace, and I just think that sets him up for a big effort. So I'm going to take Constitution in the Clark, and then I'm going to use him with Departing and Pick of the Litter. Probably, if I went a little deeper, I would throw in Easter Gift and maybe Protonico for Pletcher, who had a big jump in the buyer, but that was out of a Grade 3, and now he's going into a Grade 1. And Constitution's already a Grade 1 winner, albeit against 3-year-olds only. But Constitution's my pick for the Clark Handicap, and I'll key him in exactas with the other 4 that I mentioned. The other one we want to take a look at is for fillies and mares up at New York and Aqueduct, and weather's going to be an issue with the big storm that's rolling up through there, so certainly pay attention to that. But, we will take a look at the Go for Wand, and I'm going with a little bit of a price in here. Classic Point. This horse moved from Alan Jerkins to his son Jimmy Jerkins, and in his second start last time really ran a nice race, wire-to-wire winner, and this horse looked like they've always thought she had some big-time ability in the spots they put her in, and maybe she finally put it all together last time. And for 12-1 on the morning line, I'll take a shot that she can run back to that. And then Tappett's World intrigued me a little bit down on the inside for Michelle Nevin. And then I'll include the 2 Pletchers as well. Street Girl, that has just recently come into his barn, and looks like she improved in the second start for Pletcher. And then the Whiskey or Sweet Whiskey. So I'll use those 3 and then key on a Classic Point in exactas and bet Classic Point to win. What about you?
I thought we were going to be completely different until you threw in the Pletcher horses at the end. So I'm taking Sweet Whiskey on top. I felt the Raven Run. She didn't really have a great trip. She went 6 wide at the top of the stretch and finished up, got beat by 9 lengths, but beat everybody else in there. So I think she comes back. She had a little bit of a layoff there, and Velasquez gets back on her. I think Sweet Whiskey is at 5-1. If you're going to get that, would be a nice price here. Willett, this is my second choice. Coming out of the Iroquois, a little bit of a deceiving second-place finish. She came from 13 lengths out of it, closing into a fast pace with Love Her Dad led wire-to-wire, I think, that day. And I think Willett has a shot here if some horses go up front. And then Princess Violet and your horse, the the 10-horse Classic Point. Princess Violet is the 6. Princess Violet is getting really good right now for Michael Huston and won the Empire Distaff Handicap last time out at Belmont, $250,000 stakes. Second straight win, one win by 4 lengths and one by 5.5. You've got to give her a shot, getting better at the right time. So I would play Sweet Whiskey the 4 on top of Willet the 5, Princess Violet the 6, and your horse Classic Points at 10. I do like 12-1 for James Jerkins. Nice little rates here.
Yeah, I think if you can settle on the right one, you're going to get a nice reward. I don't see there being any kind of a prohibitive favorite in here. Saturday's a big day, 4 graded stakes in New York, and a couple stakes for 2-year-olds at Churchill. So we'll be back with our regular Saturday edition of this In the Money podcast and take a look at all 6 of those races. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and best of luck with your wagers on the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com.